If you want to transform your anger, you need to be able to look at it as a positive force in your life. So when you exit the duality of this anger is bad, I need to get rid of it and enter into the oneness of this anger is here for a reason and will propel me forward in my spiritual and physical evolution, we can then access the positive qualities of the wood element in Chinese medicine. So the wood element in Chinese medicine has to do with everything plant matter. Everything plant matter, such as trees, herbs, flowers, all of these are categorized under the wood element. Emotionally, in our body, in our energetic body, the ancient Chinese medicine artists would call this energy that is stored in the liver energy of anger, yet also on a positive spectrum, drive and confidence and fruitfulness. So learn to take your anger and allow yourself to feel it. So many times in our lives, we allow ourselves to close our anger to feed a certain paradigm or a certain patterning that was established by parents and their parents, teachers and their teachers, all sorts of different authority figures or perceived authority figures in our life have placed a negative connotation around anger. Yet when we feel anger, that is what gives us great growth and strength. And these are qualities of the wood element. You probably know somebody that's coming to your mind right now who is a very angry person, but is also very strong and powerful in many ways. Yet it is a balance, right? You don't want to be too angry and you don't want to be too driven or too confident. You want a nice balance. When something is coming to the surface that makes you angry, allow yourself to feel that, because ultimately in the cycle, the elemental cycle, wood allows and fuels fire, which is love, which is heart energy. So you have to let yourself grow and let yourself grow in both confidence, drive, and anger to fully transform this element into its most enlightened stage. Now, oftentimes, finding the strength to grow is the factor in which limits or propels our growth. Right? So if we feel as if anger is a limiting force in our life, we're growing in the wrong direction. Like weeds. The weeds are also of the wood element. So if you have negative thoughts about your anger, you have negative thoughts about your growth, your self-development, then you are going to experience that emotionally. So it's time now to flip the switch and allow yourself to feel that anger and take mindfulness into understanding that this is an elemental emotion present in your body just as it is present in animals and in all of nature, especially in the wood element. We can take this from a more Western approach and look at how the liver detoxifies the body. Detoxification is an evolutionary process that correlates to the element of emotional element of anger and drive to grow. Right? When you're driven, you want to be driving in the right direction. You want to be growing towards the light. You don't want to be growing towards the darkness where there is no growth to be found for you, unless you're a mushroom, but that's another story. Growing towards the light, growing towards your highest potential is the enlightened quality. And you can see and correlate how alcohol has a severe effect, negative effect on people's ability to detoxify their body and ability to detoxify their anger. Right? When you look at an alcoholic, their anger is not productive. It doesn't help them grow. Their lives are often riddled with this sort of decay, this sort of constant wanting to grow and wanting to ascend beyond their current limitations, but the elemental quality they're introducing to their body is the decay of the wood element. That's the ultimate negative hindrance to your emotion of drive and self-development is alcohol, fermentation. So if you take that wisdom and apply it to your life, you can see how people, as they progress in their life, maybe it doesn't manifest so quickly as if they're a young 20-year-old binge drinking, but by the time you get to about 30, 40, 50, people who have been binge drinking start to have anger issues, they start to have developmental issues, they can't do the things that they once did, parts of their body, varicose veins, uh, the I forget what it's called in the stomach, but when the stomach starts leaking, the cell walls start leaking because their body is breaking down. And this is the unhealthy quality of the wood element, the unhealthy anger, angry for no reason, angry for no growth, angry for no ability to detoxify. So flipping that switch, and rather than going with the polluted mainstream way of thinking, which is sort of like a sheep is constantly bah, bah, complaining and angry, but never does anything to fix their situation, never does anything to get stronger or get faster, to get the heck out of their really harsh situation. Instead of that, you can be like a moose or a bison or a deer or an elephant, all considered to be wood element animals. And all of these animals grow in some way. They're driven in some way to expand and become greater than what they are, faster, stronger, more intelligent, all self-development qualities of the wood element. Ultimately, the prime lesson I would like you to receive from this particular wood element lesson is to integrate more plant wisdom into your life. Integrate more connection to the wood element. Integrating new teas, new herbs, new flowers, new trees in many different forms, whether ingested in herbal remedies and food, or experiencing them in nature, because you will learn directly from nature, from the wood element, how to root down into the nourishing aspects of Mother Earth, how to ascend, center yourself, and branch out towards the light. All lessons from the wood element, how to detoxify your body, detoxify your mind, your liver, your emotions, acting in harmony and unison with nature. If you can take this lesson, this particular lesson, you will have great advances in your life. You'll become more fruitful. You will become ultimately a fuel for greater love, because the branches fall off your trees, which is the result of your growth, your expansion towards the light. And that is used for a wonderful campfire for people to gather around and share warmth and affection. So ultimately, take this lesson and integrate it in ways that will benefit your personal experience of anger, your personal experience of drive, and make sure you're growing and expanding in the right direction. Don't just grow for the sake of growing. Don't just do for the sake of doing. Expand out towards the light, branch out, centered, rooted, and rising out, up and out, down and deep into your roots, and learn from the wood element, the trees, the flowers, the herbs, even the weeds. Learn from all of the wood element. Xie xie, Thank you. Namaste. Big love and aloha to you all.